Hi guys, hi, this is Marta with another special pick a card reading. This is the transmission of Isis and Ra pick a card, and this is of course Universal Power Tarot, and these messages are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you, my friends. Hello. I just basically let the question a bit open. We'll see what wants to come through. It already came through because I did a written channeling. Sometimes Ra came through for you, sometimes Isis came through for you. And the question that I had in the back of my mind is what's going to be most beneficial to your growth. But we'll see what wants to really come out, okay? It's quite interesting, like what came out in the written channeling. And I'll read them at your respective pile. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction of who Ra and Isis actually are. Also about Osiris and Anubis a little bit if you're interested. It's time stamped, so if you don't want to listen to that, you can totally skip it, but if you do, you're most welcome to stay after you've made your pick. So we have pile number 1 right here, and this beauty wanted to come in. It's like glass, but it's like a prism that you hang in the window. So this is pile number 1. Then we have here pile number 2 with the pyrite. And then we have pile number 3 with the tiger eye over here. So you can pause the video, or maybe you've made your pick already from the thumbnail. And yeah, I'll see you at your respective pile, or if you would like right now to stay for a little bit of history. So my friends, here's your little bit of history. Isis is known as the divine feminine, the nurturer archetype, the trust bringer, the truth bearer, connected to Atlantis as well, and the first priestess in Egypt, sister of Osiris, and the wife also of Osiris, which may seem kind of strange, but these are gods and goddesses. She's also known under, many names: the Great Mother, celestial goddess, protector of the family. Osiris is the god of death, or the shadow, so to speak. As you can see, we have the archetypes going on here as well. He's the brother of Seth, and the goddesses Nephthys and Isis, and of course, like I mentioned earlier, the husband of Isis. Ra is the sun god, and both him and Isis were greatly admired in ancient Egypt and throughout history, actually. And Horus is the god of Isis and Osiris. So let me give you a little bit of the background here. So Seth and Osiris, they were different. They were like the light and the shadow, so to speak, because Osiris was really quite powerful and really quite successful in what he was doing. So their father decided to give Osiris land and to leave Seth with a desert. Seth did not like that and battled Osiris later for his lands and his powers, and killed him and chopped him up and spread all his body parts all over Egypt. Isis was desperate and with great plight found all of those body parts and put them back together. Now this was with the help of Anubis, which is the god, or who is the god that is or used to be responsible for the mummifications, so he helped Isis put Osiris back together. Seth was still vengeful and tried to also find and kill Horus, who is the falcon god, the son of Isis and Osiris. So Isis had to flee and hide from Seth. Later on, when Horus was a young man, he battled Seth for a number of times, but nothing really came of it because he wanted to be king of Egypt again. Now, this is when Ra actually, so the sun god, actually stepped in and demanded that, the Egyptians made Horus king again, and he threatened them to release like his wrath upon them if they didn't do so, and so it happened. So it was. They made Horus king again. And Seth was abandoned into the desert, the place of evil, and was made god of the storms, which I found also very interesting. And this was also the time when all pharaohs were seen from that point on as the living god Horus. Now this is a big bit of the background here. I hope this was helpful or insightful or interesting to you. I certainly found it interesting. I keep reading up upon these things, but I have a hard time remembering. They won't stay in my head so well. Yeah, but it's still very interesting. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you at your respective pile. Hi guys, if you have chosen pile number 1 with the glass crystal, with the prism crystal, then this is your reading. So we have for you, and specifically for this reading, I'm using the Isis Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild. It's an amazing deck. It's my private deck actually, and which finally, you know, wanted to be used here as well to a certain extent. And you have entered the chamber of healing for you, and the card reads healing in the divine chamber of the Lady Isis. And I'm gonna read that to you. Interesting, that goes over there. Then you have the drum, which is not surprising in that kind of a combination, with a number 15 breaking down to a 6, which is denoting to a leadership position, but also to success. Then you have intuition. No, right there, it's fine. You have scarcity, so this might be what's troubling you here, the sense of lack, scarcity. And then we have from our Tarot of the Old Path, we have the Two of Wands, Mastery, which is the Chariot, Cancerian energy. We have Healing, the Star card. Also Wish Fulfillment with Aquarius energy. We have the Ten of Pentacles, which is amazing because that's like the antidote, or the other side to the scarcity. And then we have the Moon with Illusions, Cancerian energy here for you. And yeah, that's interesting. They just want to be laid out like this. Very interesting. Okay, first off, I'm going to read to you the channeling I received for your pile. I didn't read Enter the Chamber of Healing, your very first card from the Isis deck. It immediately came through. So, and it was interesting because the glass prism kept rolling around, and I couldn't keep it steady, and I couldn't keep it still, and it was hard to control. So this is what I was getting, and the message I was getting with it was can't be contained. So gives a lot of people a lot of trouble, and bear with us here, because sometimes, you know, you want to be hearing these channelings to the end to fully understand, okay? So gives a lot of people a lot of trouble, and this is when Ra came in. So your pile is Ra channeling. This was necessary, and this was necessary. So gives a lot of people a lot of trouble, and this was necessary, he said, or they said, because Ra is rather to be seen as an energetic collective. Do not feel guilt for this, dear child. You are meant to be a rebel warrior. One that goes beyond boundaries and breaks them completely. The journey you chose is not an easy one, but will become easier the moment you accept your rebel heart and learn to appreciate it. We love you profoundly. Love your rebel heart and all that comes with you. You are a diamond and so beautiful. Shine in all thine colors. Shine so bright that it almost hurts to look at you. That is how beautiful and magnificent you really are. Allow for this truth to sink in. Buy a crystal and regularly look at it. Realize this is you. Your capacity to shine. We love you so much. Our infinite gratitude to you. Now this was Ra coming through for you, and what he meant by the crystal is, you know, the prism, to have a look at the colors that happen, you know, when you put that thing in the sunlight, because without the sunlight this one doesn't shine either. Just like right now, it doesn't really sparkle so much, but it sparkles so much in the sunlight. Okay, whoa, there's a pyramid form here, and you know how, not surprising, we're talking, you know, ancient Egypt. So pyramids is what I'm given, and how they are centers for energy, and you know, that alignment, and you can imagine a pyramid around you and to bring more energies down, because that's one reason why the pyramids were built. So that they could channel down energy in a much different way and hold energy differently and distribute energy in a very different way. Powerful. Good. Enter the chamber of healing. I'm going to read to you first. So pile number 1. Healing in the divine chamber of Lady Isis. A spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. Be open without expectation or preconceived notions and allow the healing from the Lady Isis, mistress of magic, to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be. Take your time and create space into which her magic and energy can flow now. Expect your miracle. This card comes to you as a messenger. Prepare for great changes because they're on their way now. When the divine Lady Isis offers you a healing gift of magic, it is something to accept as a gift of unconditional love with open arms. It will be offered without agenda, with the only intent being for your highest good and spiritual growth. Here we go. It will not necessarily look or feel like you expected, but you will realize in the unfoldment of the process and or circumstances that it was a spiritual healing gift from the divine, even though you may not have immediately recognized it as such at the time. You will be able to recognize the healing by the experience of it and its effect even before the complete resolution of the issue at hand. The experience will be that the issue is somehow lifted from you, and the effect will be that the issue seems genuinely out of control and yet not out of control. This is the way that the gift of healing can come to you. Healing happens most powerfully when there is space, openness, and allowing. We let go for healing to flow. Time and sacred space will help you receive the inner adjustments that you need for the healing magic of the Lady Isis to be able to reach you with full boldness and genius. That is beautiful. And this is precisely what the drum is denoting here too. Like I said, it's like you're entering this dark chamber of healing. So creating sacred space in your home or wherever it is for you, or in the forest somewhere, or wherever this is for you, right? Wherever you feel this is a sacred place to you. And entering it much like a sweat lodge. And in sweat lodge is also sometimes drumming, but I'm getting this, spiritual journeying with it, being in trance almost. Psilocybin is coming to mind again, ayahuasca as well. So some of you may have experienced or may have had experiences with such consciousness enhancing substances, but in a sacred way, not in a way of, it's not there to have fun. That's not the purpose here. I'm getting the strong sense from your side you want to grow and you're willing to go on that journey, and you have gone journeying before. So this is, whoa, I'm getting such a strong shamanic input right now, being that teacher yourself, becoming that teacher yourself, because you are so courageous to go in there again and again and again and doing your healing. I'm getting very little complaining, although the work is hard and what they were just saying brutal at times, because you're clearing the space a lot. And although you had your channeling from Ra, I'm now getting Isis, who is stepping in here as well, and you should know that you are protected and guided by her as well. So it may be a good idea to look up Hermetic teachings and look up the Divine Lady Isis, because you may have a connection with her as well. Intuition. So trust your intuition and know that what seems logical may not necessarily be right. The answer to your question lies inside your heart. Endless possibilities exist for you. Stop trying to work it all out and feel your way through. We, your angels, will guide you. Trust your feelings. What feels right is right. And maybe I need to clarify here too, because, with Isis, like in the very beginning, when I made, or when actually I didn't really make contact, they did. Isis was the very first one to make contact with me. When I started the channel, and I was always thinking it was for someone else. So don't be afraid when they do. Like when Ra recently, and you may have seen the post, made contact, I was just so okay with it, more than okay. It was just like, wow, cool, like they're here now, and it felt so familiar, like I'd known them like forever, like contact of an old friend. But when you first come into contact, and you may have had this experience, you wonder, is this really love and light? Is this unconditional love? Can you trust that force? And ask, just ask, are you unconditional love? I'm only inviting in beings of unconditional love and light, of the highest Christ consciousness. And this is interesting because you wouldn't think that Isis or Ra fit in that category, but indeed they do. And I was surprised about this, and I just want to like leave it here to somehow clarify, okay? Yeah, the scarcity. You know, out of the seed of scarcity, there grows a whole tree. And it's not a matter of what they're saying, of cutting down that tree. That's not the intention here. It's feeding it something else. And here we come back to the mushrooms, you know, to the to the psilocybin. Because when you know how trees and mushrooms often, or always, have a symbiosis going on. So it's a matter of planting different seeds in your brain, however you're going about this. Some of you are indeed using psilocybin to help you, like microdosing. This keeps coming up in the readings, and I'm just bringing it through because it comes through. I wouldn't bring it through otherwise, okay? I'm not necessarily advertising it. I'm just bringing through what wants to come through, and how that can make something click in you. Same with ayahuasca, like holy ceremonies, because that's what that is. It's not, you know, a passer time kind of a thing. These are sacred substances, and they want to be treated as such. I'm actually going to attach the link to the most awesome song where it's about, you know, sacred mycelia or something like that. It is heavenly. It is so amazing, and maybe you can feel your connection with the mushroom world, with the mycelium world, when it comes to that, and understand a few things. There's great revelations waiting here for you, and this is exactly how we're continuing with the great revelation, seeing things from a different perspective here with the Two of Wands, gaining the higher view over very important topics in your life. So this has either happened already, or this will happen as you enter the chamber of healing once more with their help. Yeah, you're starting to see things from a different perspective, and you're starting to take responsibility, or have started to take like full responsibility for yourself. And this is becoming more of yourself, because this is, instead of ignoring these two over here and just focusing on them because these are the ones that are socially accepted, let's say, or that you deem acceptable, you want to bring your whole team in. And that's what the mastery card, the chariot, is denoting to. It's also denoting to very fast movement. Like once you, it's like something is given to you, an insight is given to you here that's gonna like propel your growth process like nothing else. Oh yeah, because that's where the wholeness comes in, you know, that's where the healing comes in. You may even be standing in the spotlight here, my friend. Yeah, it's being okay with your internal worlds, with the conscious, the subconscious, with, you know, that feeling of feeling whole is really quite amazing, because then you realize, wow, I've shut out certain parts of myself before that I no longer shut out. This is, of course, shadow work, right, that you've done, making that which you couldn't see visible all of a sudden. Yeah. Astrology, there's something about astrology in there too, so you may be very interested in astrology, or it may be a good idea to have a look at your birth chart. You may also have been a victim to psychic attack. I'm just going to say it because it just came through like that. I could feel it for a second, and I was just like, no, stay the hell away. Like, I don't need that. Already had that, don't want it. And you have the strength and the power to just say no. Immediately, say no. Yeah, and that's being healed because she's so carefree. Do you see this? Like, she's been stripped of anything that she is not, or he's been stripped of anything he's not. They have been stripped of anything they are not. And this is also when the abundance comes in, like real stability. And this I see in terms of monetary gains, actually, of money that is coming in. You must have been waiting on this, and you are like deemed to heal the scarcity mindset in this lifetime. And it looks like you are. This is like the antidote that is coming in for you. That's going to make you so very prosperous, but that's from the internal. It's not so much what you're doing on the external. It's really that internal change process that's going to change your whole life around, I feel, when it comes to that. Like the belief system of scarcity around completely with the illusions. You're waking up. You're whatever you've been given, either by induced states or in general. Some kind of insights come to you during that sacred space, during taking that time, that are immensely important. And if you've ever had experiences like that, they are profound. They shift your life around immediately because they're so strong that they can no longer be denied. So it's in the realm of, wow, this was a lie, an illusion this whole time. I can't believe I didn't see it. I was right in front of it. It's that kind of a moment. It's like a huge epiphany that is coming in for you, that is turning your whole situation around here. And I can only say congratulations if you've picked this pile. Wow. Really take the time right now, because it's hugely beneficial to you, okay? Take a day if you can, or a couple of hours if you can, or a couple of minutes every day to really create that sacred space and to listen internally, and for any messages and insights that want to come in, because it's very important for you right now. Okay, last card for you here, my friends, from the Angels and Ancestors deck. What do you have for pile number 1, please? Thank you. That was quick. Oh my God, you're definitely taking charge, but it's only if you step up. That's the thing, exactly. So you have to really get yourself involved here to the Lord with take charge with authority. And that's Aries energy here. Yeah, but it looks like you are, and why wouldn't you? You know, why there's the scarcity can be so painful sometimes that it's worse to stay in that state than go into the healing. But I have a feeling you know this already. This is not news to you. Maybe you just needed that reminder right now to, come on, it's there, like it's there. Lord, take charge with authority. Don't be afraid to take charge or use your voice. I could feel the throat. Interesting. Be strong. The Lord is the consort of the lady, the emperor in the traditional tarot. He represents an authoritative male who isn't afraid to lay down the law. Also, not gender specific, doesn't have to be, right? But this doesn't mean he's angry or chauvinistic. He is self-possessed, reliable, and ambitious. A man of honor who has earned his place in society. The Lord in this oracle holds a ram's staff and wears a crown of antlers, showing he keeps himself firmly rooted in the ground and is protective of his people. His regal air indicates he has a taste for the finer things in life, yet he is sensitive to those who are less fortunate than he is. Sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. If you feel that your kindness or gifts are being taken for granted, it's time to change that. There is no excuse for bad behavior, and the ancestors are encouraging you to hold your ground. Speak your mind in a fiercely loving way. You have the energy and might to overcome dramas or energies that aren't working for your growth. Again. And it's time to take charge before you find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in. You are being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. This card also brings the energy of ambition and can show you have the potential to move upwards on a professional level, but only if you act with authority and show who you really are. Yeah, that's that healing here too. You know, that being stripped bare and finding who you really are, you know, or more of yourself. I don't know if we ever get there, to be quite frank with you, but it's one step closer, definitely, and it brings a lot with it, like a lot of abundance for you here. All right, my friends, I really hope this was helpful and are insightful to you. I'm available for private readings if you wish to reach out also for private coaching calls, the higher guidance coaching calls where my guides are present. It's a live 50-minute call. You can reach out to me and we'll see if we're a fit in the first 20 minutes, which are for free. And yeah, if you want that, please reach out at universalpowertarot@gmail.com. And I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow, my friends. Until next time, bye. Hi guys, hello. If you've picked pile number 2 with the pyrite, then this is your reading. Now I'm first going to spread the cards and see how they want to be laid out, and then I'm going to read the written channeling to you. Please keep an open mind, all right, and listen all the way till the end, because things may make sense that don't make sense in the beginning. Spirit of Isis is what came out for you. What a gorgeous card. And it says Triumph of the Goddess. And it's so interesting because the written channeling, I wrote them down before I read what the card was really about, or I started to interpret, because it immediately came in. So I can't remember whether it was your pile that actually words from the channeling matched the card or the content. Oh, it's going to be much like the first layout, I feel. Interesting. You have Earth, very strong female energy here. And it was Isis, by the way, that came through for you, not Ra in the channeling, but Isis. You have a prayer card. It's a bit different. The other ones were kind of like up top, and yours are below here, so it's very earthy kind of energy. Yeah, guide. Wow. And very, purple kind of energy here, or colors, not energy, but it could also be energy. Some of you, you know how you can understand and see your organ energetic field. Some people have that ability, and then they can actually see the colors. So you may be seeing other people's auras, and you may be identifying with either the violet flame, the purple, but purple is here too, purple. And that will be the crown too, Interesting. I'll interpret them in a second. No, it's going to stay right there. Okay. And you have the Lovers. You have the Sun card, which is excellent. You have the Six of Swords. You have the High Priestess. You have the Hierophant. And you have the Ace of Wands. So there's a clear new beginning here, right there for you. Interesting. Yeah, it's like a story that's unfolding here, right? It's been one timeline, basically, is what I'm getting here. You've been on one path for a long time, and you were set on this path, I feel, by an ex-lover, by someone you were very close to. It could have been a soulmate. We could be talking twin flame journey here as well, is what I'm immediately getting. Sorry, I'm going to read the written channeling in a second. It just starts to come through like this for now. So this could have set you off on, or most likely did set you off on this journey here that you've been on, and you're finally at that point where you're going to break through. And the question that I posed in the back of my mind before I started the reading was, let whatever guidance wants to come through, but also in the back of my mind was, what's going to make you grow the most, like what's most beneficial for your growth right now. The written channeling that came through from the Divine Lady Isis was the following. Isis speaks to you, dear child. You are of many, many lifetimes, many reincarnations, many dimensions and planets. You are a very old soul, and it is time you realized this. Realized your divinity and position, your rank. Others may have told you otherwise, but this was all part of your life lessons, so that you would work through it and stand in your power and glory even more, working and fighting with the light and with unconditional love. You know who you are. You know it deep down. Step into that. Step into healing deeper and go further. This is about mission. You have a mission to fulfill, and only you can decide to step into this. Allow me to guide you. Allow the feminine to guide you, the divine life force within you. This is like, for females, it's the womb. I don't know if it's the same for males, to be quite frank with you, but it's your female force regardless. I love you so much. Allow me to nurture you back to life. Read up on the Hermetic principles. You might find great resonance and recognition. See, this is in the realm of past lives, and thank you, Isis, for that channeling. You know, in the realm of past life, so in the form of recognition, you may be finding yourself in those writings again, once more. Okay, Spirit of Isis, I'm going to read that one to you. Triumph of the Goddess for my pile number 2s. Here we are. It's so gorgeous too, with the crook and the flail in her hands. Triumph of the Goddess. Beloved, initiate. There are times to surrender and let go, but there are never times to give up. Persist with your bold faith and inspired action until the impossible happens. Isis has the spirit of triumph and will never fail in her quest, no matter how bold or impossible it seems. Believe. If you haven't watched the story in the beginning, I kind of recommend that you do, because of what Isis went throughout her lifetime. I'm touching like briefly on that, but it could be helpful to see that even gods, struggle. It is helpful on the inner path to let go and detach over and over again, and yet we need to stay true in our heart and not give up on what we feel we are here to do. Whether it is reaching for enlightenment, for inner peace, for a creative breakthrough, or personal healing, the triumph of the Goddess is with you now, urging you to not give up, no matter how far away or impossible success may seem to be. Don't quit. Persist until the impossible happens. The power of genuine inner will, not force or domination, but that inner power that fuels us to continue with our inner practices, to do what we need to do in the physical world, to bring ourselves to light and life, is growing within you now. It is supported by living the right quest for you, seeking to climb the mountain that lies within your own heart, not that chosen for us by another, but the journey that genuinely lies within us. Feminine strength with endless determination is fueled by loving devotion. Nothing less than love would be powerful enough to keep you going on your path long after you have tired of criticism or become even too fatigued to respond to fear anymore. Allow your heart to fuel the fire in your belly, and let the divine love that is your being give you the energy and passion that you need to pursue your destiny, and realize that is pursuing you too. That it is pursuing you too. All right. That's quite powerful. So please don't give up, okay? You've started this journey apparently with someone that you've been with. You may have had a Kundalini rising moment with them, or an elongated process where the divine feminine force actually woke up within you, and that is a process that we're not in control of, because the divine feminine force within us is. And when those snakes awake and make their way to the top, clear all of our chakras and clear everything that needs to be cleared out. So in the beginning, this can be quite a tough process to go through. Later on as well, but we know it, we understand the different phases, and we kind of get the hang of it in a way. It doesn't make it necessarily easier to go through, but the rewards start to show at some stage, and that's what I feel she's telling us here too. So seek the connection out with Mother Earth, because she can really, 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 really support you with her feminine energy, number 17 breaking down to 8, which is that abundance, okay? Yeah, take a break. Please take a break, because I felt you are going really fast. I felt kind of rushed with my reading to continue to read faster, and I'm just like, no, we need to slow down. We need to really take a breather here. It's okay, okay? If you need to take a break, please. And Mother Earth is going to help you because she's nurturing you. She's providing for you, okay? And you can totally rely on her wisdom. Like, really strengthen that connection. It's going to be super beneficial. Also, when you're doing clearing, in case you're doing healing practices already with yourself or others, she's perfect. Like, she's perfect. She will take anything on. You ask her and she just takes it. It's quite amazing. I never heard her say no. And you can actually, when you've had, this could be very specific, you may have had, troubles with your mother, and then the earth can support you in feeling that motherly love. Like, I felt it myself once, like, really strongly. I could feel her embrace, and I felt, oh wow, this is what it's supposed to feel like. And that was a very sad moment, but also a very happy moment, both at the same time, because that let me know I didn't know what that was, like that type of warmth, that type of nurturing. I hadn't been given that. But to know that I recognize the feeling, that must mean I have known it at some stage. Maybe that's why, it's inherent in me, or in you even, because I'm telling you the story for a reason, obviously, because they want me to tell you. And that's why I have that strong sense, like I'm a true Leo mom. Like, I will do anything to protect my son and to nurture him and to give him everything that he needs, while still, allowing him to learn his lessons. And that's kind of like the feeling I'm getting for you here too, that you somehow inherently knew how to bring up your own child or children here. So this could be rather specific, or how to have that nurturing essence within you, and that could be surprising if you didn't know it before. So if you need that, ask Mother Earth. Just sit on the earth. It actually happened when I was connected with a tree. So with the energy field of a tree, that's when it came through strongly. I had a bunch of tree experiences last year, if you've been following the channel, that were really profound. So make that tree connection, because they'll help you, like ground you and connect you with that energy field. It's important for your journey here. Prayer card. Dear guardian angel, help me to believe that all is possible through love. Help me to manifest my dreams and live an inspiring and fulfilling life. Help me to feel God's presence in every moment. Help me to feel eternally loved. Thank you for being always by my side. Precisely, yeah. The struggle is real, for sure, for sure. Yeah, just endure this. I really want to tell you too, please just continue, okay? If you're exhausted, just spend a day in front of the TV. Don't do anything, or just spend the day sleeping if you can. Or just, some sort of a timeout, I feel is really, could be really beneficial for you here. Yeah, with the guides. Allow the trees to be your guides. I'm also seeing, and I saw this in pile 1 to the mycelia, how everything's so interconnected, the wires that are, underneath the earth that we can't even see most of the time, how, not branches, the roots of the trees, and then the mycelia, how they spread across earth, and we are interconnected in much the same ways with our fellow human beings. And there's much wisdom to tap into, and to, to allow for you to be guided by it, because trees have like a warning system, and animals, they have that too in the herds. They know it before they actually, they know it intuitively. And this is kind of like the same thing. Tap yourself into Mother Earth, and here I see it too. The mycelia here, that structure. It's like you have the ability to tap into that wisdom, and they would like for you to use that, to make good use of it too, because it can really help you and guide you. And yeah, trees are amazing friends. They really are, especially when you're going through that whole journey and everything's falling away. The trees are there for you. Mother Earth is there for you. Those are constants. The sky, the water, they're there for you. Always, always. There's no way past it. Just to pass that stage that you seem to be in right now. Let them be your guide for now. So with the Lovers, we already said that, but that is ultimately leading to great enlightenment. No wonder when you're on a spiritual journey, enlightenment is bound to happen at some stage, okay? And great success as well. But you seem to be on a transitioning period right now, much like we already stated, going away from very rocky waters and into the unknown, basically. You can kind of see what's going on back there, but not really. You don't know exactly what those new lands are that you're headed towards, but you're going anyways. Because you're just like, you know, staying in the past or staying in certain feelings that just doesn't serve me any longer, hasn't served me for a while, and I just, you know, packed my stuff and left. And this doesn't have to be like in the physical sense. It could also just be mentally, how you go off to different spheres mentally here, or spiritually. You're just exploring. You have your little boat, and I'm getting for, this is very specific, you know, some of you may have a camper van, and actually, this is very specific, and driving around the country, or you have dreamt about it, of packing all your stuff up, or just not all your stuff, but what you have, what you really need, like your essentials, and just making a move. And I can only encourage you to make that move, because that is an urge that you're getting. Tap yourself into Mother Earth, tap into your knowledge and guidance systems here. That's a strong message, because that'll accelerate your growth here for sure, when you tap yourself into these systems and trust that you can. Others may tell you otherwise, and you don't even have to believe me. You just give it a shot or not. It's totally up to you. This is your life. But I have a feeling you may have done that already. With the High Priestess, this is so cool. You know, manifesting, bringing it in, imagining these things into being. Yeah, and she knows certain secrets, the High Priestess does. But this comes with a price too, so to speak. Because again, this isn't without struggle. Like this whole journey, this whole awakening process, becoming more conscious, at times is very painful, very lonely, very, you know, we're brought to the point of desperation, or like great fear, great anxiety, great depression. It really, or times when we're physically not able to do much anymore. Like, and you know, yeah, all of these things that can happen. And so she really earned it, or he really earned it. You really earned that status, that knowledge. And by status, that's probably not going to make you feel like, oh, I earned status, but it's just like, yeah, I know. I worked hard for this, and this is, yeah, precisely. And this is why the door's open. The Hierophant, the great teacher, and you're very quickly on the path to becoming that, if you aren't that already for others, like a way shower, a truth seeker, and a truth finder as well. And Hermetic principles are recommended. Again, that was in the written channeling too, right, with you guys? Most likely. But this is really recommended for you to have a look at those, because you may find that recognition. Exactly, that's what she said. Yeah, but the door is open. Like, there's a little bit of way to go still, but it's inside. Much like with the Six of Swords here. It's inside. It's inside, okay? It's almost like, what I'm almost getting with this is like, the worst is over. The worst is over, already behind you. You're way past the halfway. You're more on this end of the spectrum right now, and you will break through. This is the promise here, okay? Look how there's fire, the fire of transformation that burns away anything, the fire of the Kundalini. If you've ever experienced this, it's really powerful, and it burns away anything in its way. It doesn't halt. It's much like Sekhmet, if you're familiar with her. She can, you know, really come in and, you know, blaze things down. It's just like full on force. But you're so strong, you know. You made it through. It's like, yes, I made it. I'm here. I'm up on top now again, and I've made it through. And this is, again, you very much know what you've been through and where you came from to here to make this happen. So congratulations. And it's almost like I'm taking my head off to you. Yeah, there's a sense of lightness that needs to, because that air, we need more air in here too. There's a sense of gravity here, and a sense of graveness, seriousness. We need more laughter here too, okay? So watch a funny movie. I know it sounds really silly and maybe stupid even when you're on these journeys, when you're just like, I don't want to know about this, but this is going to be beneficial. Bill Burr, for example, watch him. He's excellent. Like, he has some sort of a dark humor, but it's so funny. Bill Burr, okay? Watch him. Or Joe Rogan, with his stand-up with the Kardashians. I found that hilarious. Yeah, something like that to lighten your own mood, to get you out of those certain states, okay? And to get through, because that's the matter of it. You just need to go through. There's no, you can't stop in between. You just need to go through. And you will. I see you doing it. Heart Guardian. Love yourself and allow yourself to be loved. Love and let yourself be loved. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Compassion, feminine energy. Let me see. The Heart Guardian. Here we go. Love and let yourself be loved. Welcome with open arms opportunities to give and receive love. The Heart Guardian is an angelic energy that can help you call for protection and guidance with all issues surrounding the heart. This is essentially the angel who helps us with all relationships, whether they be with yourself, family, or even a romantic connection. She can enable you to move beyond any limiting fears about trust, discern whom to trust, and understand how you can move forward in a balanced relationship with that person. In this card, she's adorned with a sacred heart and draped in a red cloak to show her capacity to let love lead the way. You are love, lovable, and loving. The energy of love is surrounding your whole world at this time. Angels are swirling around you, encouraging you to open your heart and reveal the blessings that you have to offer. They want you to know that you are a highly loving being who deserves to give and receive love. If you are finding it challenging to feel love at this time, it's important for you to give yourself credit where it's due. You are also encouraged to welcome support from others. Learn to receive. Don't try and do everything on your own. If you are working on a relationship or are in a new relationship, this card can usher in energies that allow you to forge a powerful connection with your partner. Love is in the air. Wow, okay. So, pile number 2, this was your reading. I really hope this was helpful and or insightful to you. If you would like to book a private reading or a higher guidance coaching call with me, you may do so at universalpowertarot@gmail.com. It's all down below in the comments. Also, and you don't have to, but you can if you want to, buy me a pizza or a coffee. It's buy me a coffee down below as well, if you feel called. It's never expected, but it's of course appreciated, right? Okay, much love, light and shadow, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys. Hi guys, hello. If you have chosen pile number 3 with the tiger eye, then this is your reading. All right, my friends, let's hop in it. I'm going to read the written channeling at the beginning, but I just want to lay out your cards first. And we'll see. Just bear with us when it comes to the written channeling. You may want to hear all the way till the end before you judge what is spoken. So the first card out is Be True and Be in Your Power. Osiris and Isis, Lord and Lady of Divine Authority. And this is quite a beautiful card. I'll read that one to you as well. Then we have Fire. I was immediately getting the Fire of Transformation. Then you have Patience. It's interesting. The first one with the layout was all the way up. The second one was all the way down. And yours is in the middle here. Very interesting. So the middle path. Holding back. Wow, okay. We'll see. Who's holding back? Spirit or you? Let me see. Okay, and then we have the tarot of, the what's it called? The Wildwood Tarot. And you have the star card Healing, or the pole star in this scenario with the number 17 breaking down to an 8. we have the Green Woman, we have the Eight of Vessels with Rebirth, we have the Page of Vessel with the Otter, and we have the Seven of Vessels with the Morning. So there is an awful lot of water in your reading here. So you may be having a lot of water in your chart, but water can of course also denote to, the emotional world, also the subconscious, serving as a mirror of sorts is what I'm getting here. But it's kind of peaceful down here too. I like the vibe a lot, a lot. It looks like you truly are coming into your power here, but I do not want to get ahead of myself. I'm going to read to you the written channeling right now, okay? So this channeling is by Ra, and he says, "Dear beloved initiate, you've had a difficult path up until now. This is why we asked Marta to do a reading like this, so you would not feel so alone anymore." And she thought this was a good idea. Divine inspiration, you see, you'll be there too, soon, very soon. If this is what you have been looking for and longing for, know that you shall have it too. Know that your thoughts are indeed divine inspiration and intervention. Act upon them, and you shall draw success to you. It is within the details for you. You have traveled far and wide to find the inner peace you desperately desire. Know that it shall be granted. We love you infinitely, Ra. Okay. Alrighty-o. What was I getting? I was getting like information in between. And now it's gone. Sorry. Okay, so let me read the Stay True and Be in Your Power card. So Osiris and Isis, Lord and Lady of Divine Authority. You are a sovereign divine being with spiritual authority and freedom within you. You do not need permission from anyone to be who you are and live your life as you so choose. This is your divine birthright. Guard it as a precious treasure that it is, and remember that you are a divine being. The flail and crook, often held by Osiris, are symbols of divine royalty and dominion. These symbols remind us that within we hold great dominion, spiritual authority, and freedom to be the sovereign ruler of our own self. This does not mean that we have to control life or others or even the environment around us, but it does give us complete and utter choice to become spiritually awake, free, and self-determined as we wish to be, as well as providing us with complete choice as to what our values and actions will be in this lifetime. There is no permission required from anyone, apart from yourself, to be and live your truth. There are many voices that will test you on the journey, from illusory shackles of fear, loss, or abandonment that may hold you back or tempt you into giving your power away to others. You shall awaken from the testing into the realization of spiritual independence within. Yeah, that's that. We're good. Spiritual testing, yeah, going through the fire. That's up here, interestingly enough. And down here, it looks like like I said, very peaceful here. Very peaceful. So you must have gone through like quite the fire here that burned away. And this reminds me of pile number 2. So you may also want to check out pile number 2. Yeah, very, very hot. You know how sometimes hand and feet get really hot, like healer's abilities awaken within you, but also burning away. When we talk about Kundalini power, burning away that which no longer serves, like moving through all the chakras and, doing away with anything that no longer serves. It's also the fire of alchemy. That's the greatest alchemical transformer, fire is. So this must be a transformation that you're currently undergoing, or that you just underwent or about to close off, where you're not the same person anymore that you were 2 years ago, 5 years ago, something along those lines. And you may want to reflect on that, like how much you actually changed. It's like the complete transformation that they're showing me with the butterfly, with the caterpillar, and with the butterfly, because that cannot be reversed. And why would it be? You know what I mean? Because that's perfect. Like the caterpillar has lived its life, it's perfect, and the butterfly has lived its life, or will live their life, you know. And 19 on the card breaks down to a 10, breaks down to a 1. So that's the beginning of the new. So this is the coming out of the cocoon and really realizing that you have wings and that you can fly with those wings. You somehow intuitively know this, and same with the healer's ability. You somehow intuitively know what to do, and you don't necessarily need to have had a teacher to show you. Sometimes YouTube is enough and spiritual intervention in between, and sometimes light beings coming in and assisting you on that journey. You may have had all of those, or you may have had a teacher. Everything's fine, because this is all in the realm of that's your life contract. And right now, patience is really required. I know we don't like to hear it, because most often than not, that is like even more igniting our own inner impatience fire, because we're just like, I've been waiting so long. Are you kidding? Like, when is it coming in? But let me read the card and we'll get to that. Patience is required at the moment. You may feel that things are not moving as fast as you would like, yet there's a lot going on energetically. The current situation causing concern is evolving positively. Let go and have patience. You will eventually realize that this whole event was in fact a blessing. All is perfect as it is. Trust. You are eternally loved and guided. Precisely, and it's really like that. And when you've been on that journey for a while, you know these moments, and just that one moment makes the whole journey worth it. It's incredible. Like when you come into this, I don't know how many times I've fallen on my knees and thanked my guides for being so incredibly patient with me, because it goes vice versa too. They're patient with you as well. It's not just you trying to muster up the patience, it's them as well, and sticking with you, being by your side, guiding you, really trying to get you to a certain point, to a certain understanding. And here we come to the holding back, which is kind of like giving me the feeling of the Four of Cups here. It's something is being offered that may not look to you so tasty. It may be like, I don't like that. Like I never drank it, I never ate it, it's not my cup of tea, not my preference. But Spirit's just like, you may want to try it anyways. It's much like because you underwent the transformation from the caterpillar, which had different needs physically as well, and a different environment than the butterfly. And now Spirit is offering you something, nectar, and you're just like, no, I don't know what that is. It's kind of, I've never had it before. And maybe you should have it, and allow them to guide you here. Do not hold back, because you're holding back that journey. You're the one that put the brakes on here. So because of my question, did Spirit put the brakes on? Did they make you be patient, or was it you? I'm strongly getting the feeling here it is you right now, which is totally fine. No judgment at all. Like, these journeys can be brutal. These journeys can be so long. It's okay. It's really okay, because eventually you'll come back to that state of trust, to that state of faith. Or something happens, Spirit is not going to let you down. They'll send someone. They'll send something just in at the right moment that will actually enable you to start picking up wherever you left off, Yeah. You're all right. That's totally fine. That's part of the journey too. Please don't judge yourself. If you find yourself, and if you find resonance in what I just said, please don't do it, because it's fine. Even if you get angry with Spirit, even if you throw stuff around, do that, because it kind of moves you out of a feeling of maybe lethargy, or just like, ugh, I don't know what to do anymore, and then you get angry. That's good, because that may actually be your next step here, getting angry in order to really demand them to go in and give you something. And sometimes that's required in that certain situation. I'm not saying always, but it is an option. So yeah, the pole star with the number 17 breaking down to 8. That's the abundance. You've been following that path for a while here. You know, following that guidance, really being brave and courageous to go into that dark forest, not knowing where it leads. In some cases, it may not have felt like you had another choice. In others, it did. And you still went anyways. Like, I'm getting the feeling of sometimes more deliberate than others. So this could be two different people, or it's two different scenarios. Sometimes you love to go in there because you know this is cool, I wanted to resolve this for the longest time, and others there's more resistance, more holding back, because you're just like, I'm not ready for this, like I don't have enough energy or strength. But the funny thing is, you're always ready for these things. They wouldn't be given to you if you were not ready, if you didn't have the equal amount of strength somewhere in you. It's a matter of unearthing that, of finding that within you, because it is there. The survival mechanism and just like the willingness to go on is so strong in human beings. Don't underestimate that within yourself. And when you find that, there's tremendous power in that too. And then you have the green woman. You may have the abilities to talk to devas. Great connection to the plant kingdom is what I'm getting. To anything green, basically. Yeah, strong feminine energy. Strong, you know, nurturing energy here. Strong ability to give birth to projects, to give birth to, you know, children, to give birth to... so many good things. This is like utter goodness, utter potential here. This is like the primordial soup. So she just grabs in and takes out whatever she needs, whatever she just thought of. It's just like that. She's that powerful. She's that powerful. And she's using it for the good, like totally for the good, which is also why the fire was here first. Because when there's still a lot of ego and you're giving those types of powers that I can see you have here, that's not good. Because the first moment someone crosses your path and that causes an ego reaction, that fire that you can cause within them, that power can be very destructive. This is why the process here is so long, and a lot of humility is learned along this path, a lot of faith, trust, a lot of checking in with your guides. Is this okay? Is this not okay? Where do you want me to go? It's all involved. Otherwise, they wouldn't have like bestowed that kind of power upon you, because this is huge, huge power. 8 of Vessels with the rebirth. Well, it couldn't be more clear, right? It's like, again, the same image, caterpillar to the butterfly. It's like the caterpillar dies. It actually completely disintegrates in the cocoon. I just recently learned that and I was like, what? That's crazy. That's a complete disintegration to then turn into something completely new, to be reborn completely, but in a different way with a couple more abilities here. And again, look back who you were, or look back at old pictures. That's incredible. Or you may have done that recently. Looking at old pictures and seeing it yourself and being like, this is just not me. This is just a different lifetime for some reason. It's like you may feel like you have 4 lifetimes in your life already, or 6 lifetimes in your life already, because so much has happened and you've changed so much throughout your life already. And this is also like part of that plan. Being very in touch with your emotions. I'm getting this fluidity now. This is going with the flow. Learning how to go with the flow with the Page of Vessels. It's just like, I'm learning how to do it. Learning how to flow with it. Learning how to trust spirit. All of this. This is why patience is right now required of you. So you learn how to actually do it. Okay, there's nothing to do right now, or no movement. Well, then you rest. You know what I mean? You don't push against that. Birds don't do this forever, you know what I mean? They quickly learn, oh, that's not where the wind is blowing, apparently that's not where the thing is, let me hop on this one over there, and it goes like choo, like this, you know, because they're really not wasting their energy with this. And this is a matter of learning this yourself as well, because it's so beneficial for you as you go forward. And I know this can be frustrating, and I kind of want to say I'm sorry you're going through this right now, but it's part of that process and an important lesson for you to learn here. 7 of Vessels, mourning. Yeah, this is also an important process, because mourn the old. mourn, and this is, psychologists say this as well, mourn the old. Mourn that which you are no longer, because there's this process too. You just underwent a huge death process, a huge disintegration process, and you may have to reorient yourself. What foods do I like? What company do I prefer? What is actually bringing me nurturing? What is bringing me pleasure? All of these things may have changed completely, so you may not even recognize who you are right now in that stage. So take the time to mourn that which has fallen away, the old self. That's important, so you can move forward joyfully. This is really important, okay, to get in touch with your emotions here. That'll accelerate your growth process. Yep, and that was that. All right, one last Angels and Ancestors card for you, my friends. And you got this. You totally got this. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Okay, so the Water Guardian came out, but they didn't want that. What they instead wanted is the Animal Guardian. Trust your instincts. So some of you may be real animal lovers, have a real strong connection to the animal kingdom, and some of you may have even worked like at a shelter, or taken homeless dogs, cats, stray animals in, nurturing them back to life. Exactly. And it's a way of they're repaying that to you. Very interesting message. They are repaying that to you. Although you did it like freely, you didn't expect anything back, but it comes back to you. And also those spirit guardians that are with you, you may have helped that species, oh yeah, you may have saved a bee or something, and now you have bee spirit with you because they saw you do it. That is so beautiful. You may have saved a hedgehog, and now you have hedgehog spirit with you to guide you. Wow, this is so cool. And this didn't have to happen just over one lifetime. This could have meant over several lifetimes. And it's just the way they show their gratitude to you as well. It's not forgotten is the message here. Oh, I love this. This makes me this is hitting my heart. This is beautiful. Thank you for taking care of our animal friends. Trust your instincts. Trust the powerful spirit animal within to learn more about yourself and your talents. The Animal Guardian is the card that represents the angels of the animal kingdom. Animals are angels of nature who have incredible lessons to offer and medicine that can support you on your spiritual journey and help you to survive some of your greatest challenges. When you connect with the energies of animals, you can learn a lot about yourself and the earth. You also have instinctive animal energy within that can direct you towards everything you need and more. The Animal Guardian card depicts a tribal angel being held and supported by her animals. She has a love for them and they have a love for her, demonstrating how incredibly connected nature is with the spiritual realms. You have a powerful animal within that can be wild, protective, instinctive, and even calm. Animals don't second guess how they feel, they just express it, and you can learn from that. When this card arises, it's important to connect with how you really feel, yep? How you want to feel and what you really need. Exactly, confirmation. Take the time to connect with your animal energy and express it naturally. Let even the fiercest energy move through you before returning to your natural state. It will teach you a lot about your gifts and how you can grow. Wow! Like all of those readings had the term growth or grow in there, such as we said the intention, like what would be most beneficial for your growth. All right, my friends, I really hope this was helpful and or insightful to you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm available for private readings and higher guidance coaching calls. If you would like to book with me, all the information down below, universalpowertarot@gmail.com. Simply reach out. Right, I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow. Until next time, guys. Bye.